All right, it looks like everybody is here. Excited? Yeah, this is our third lessons already, and today I think it's gonna be pretty. Today we're gonna be talking about experiences. Okay, experiences. For the table of contents, firstly we're gonna do the revision for session 2 as always, and then we're gonna do some topic vocab and structures as well. Thirdly, we're going to have a look at some sample answers on the topic, experiences. And fourthly, we're going to do some revision of the three techniques that we have talked about so many times in the previous lessons as well. Yeah. So we went through some hobbies vocab and some traveling vocabs last week. So I think that we should be doing some fill in the blank about the phrases, the like and dislike phrases that we learned last week. Okay? Question 1. Do anybody want to volunteer? This one is pretty easy. No. Alright, Wunan.
I am fond of.
Yes, exactly. Alright, second one. Anhu.
I am a big fan of.
Yeah, very easy as well. Third, Wunan.
I am tired of.
Yeah, I am tired of. Yeah? Alright, fourth, Anhu.
I am into.
Yes. And into fifth, Wunan.
I am crazy about.
Oh, about what actually? All right, and who's six?
I am fascinated by.
Not exactly. Something else. Can you figure it out? Actually, about as well. Yeah, I am fascinated about something. All right. Seven. And Winan?
I am not much of a fan of.
Yeah, I'm not much of a fan of. Yeah. Eighth. And who?
I am passionate about.
Yeah, about as well. Yeah. All right, and then last one, Winan.
I am keen on.
Yep, I am keen on. So these are pretty easy, right? And if you look at the word, look if there's a verb and there's sometimes like a preposition next to it, then it's gonna be what we call a phrasal verb. Okay, phrasal verb, cụm động từ. Yeah. So you can use this instead of the usual verb to mean something. Yeah, to try to say something that the ordinary verbs cannot do. Yeah. So if you say I am um, crazy about something, it means completely different from what you are when you're trying to say I am crazy. Yeah. So those are phrasal verbs. Okay. And here's the complete list of the keys. Yeah. Or yeah, this particular one you can say I'm fascinated by or I'm fascinated about something as well. Yeah. All right. By or about. Yeah. I'm not much of a fan of, I'm passionate about, I'm keen on, things like that. Okay. All right, have a look at this and I'll give you 15 seconds to, 30 seconds to figure and try to unscramble these words into the phrases that we have learned before. Okay? Takes a little time to get used to it. All right, that should be enough time. Anh Thư, can you tell me the answer to question 1?
Broaden my horizon.
Exactly. Yeah, broaden my horizon. All right. Secondly, Wooden. No? Yeah, this one is a little bit hard to figure out, but the answer is actually tourist destination. Yeah, the words are all completely jumbled up. Yeah, so unscrambling it, I think, takes a little bit more time. Right? Until do you know the answer to the third one?
Unique charm.
Yeah, this one is a little bit easier. That's very good job. All right. Oh, right. Another difficult one for you, Wunan. Can you figure this out? I'll give you a clue. Picture. No? Until I think you figure out something, right?
Picturesque scenery.
Yeah. Picturesque scenery. Even typing it out is really hard, yeah? So takes a little bit of effort to try to figure it out. But this one is actually pretty hard anyway. Alright, well then can you tell me the answer to the fifth one?
Deal.
Alright?
Package deal.
Alright, exactly. Package deal. Good job, guys. Yeah, I didn't think that you guys nailed it in such a short amount of time. But yep, those are completely correct. Yeah, broaden my horizon. Yeah, mở rộng tầm mắt, mở rộng cái đường chân trời của mình ra. Yeah. Tourist destination, địa điểm du lịch, unique charm, cái một từ thu hút đặc biệt. Picturesque scenery, điểm nghỉ tranh, and package deal. Deal trọn gói. Yep. All right. Any question regarding how to use these phrases, how to, pronounce it? No? No? Okay. All right. Then we're gonna be moving on. Yep. Do you guys still remember this list of questions that we had last time? I want you to do the interviewee things like last time as well. Yep. So when someone will ask the questions, the other will answer, and vice versa. Yeah, you're gonna switch with each other to go through each of the questions as well. And in between, I will be giving some feedback, some comments as well to see where you can improve. Okay? Would anyone like to try the first one?
Do you like shopping on the internet?
Yeah, you like shopping on the internet?
Yes, of course. I am a big fan of shopping online since it provides several advantages. First, there is always a discount, which is something that normal shopping doesn't have.
Mm-hmm.
And second, we can buy anything on the internet without having to go to crowded market.
Yep.
Therefore, I would rather shopping online.
Thank you very much. Yeah. So if you're saying firstly, then next you have to say secondly as well. Yeah. Or the first. Yep. But then if you're saying the second phrase or the second reason, you have to say secondly. Yeah. Firstly, secondly, thirdly, things like that. Okay. Or yeah, things like that. Yeah. Instead of saying shopping online, yep, on the internet, you say shopping online. Digital shopping as well. Digital. Yeah, online purchase, things like that, you can use as well to diversify your answer. Okay? All right. Would you like to ask another questions to Anthu, Wunan?
Would you recommend swimming as an activity for children? Yes, of course. I think swimming is really a good activity for children to help them develop influently.
especially for the children from 6 to 12, because this is the period that children can develop a lot. For this activity is really good for their health and for their high developing.
Heart development. Did you say heart? Heart? Height development, right? Yeah, height. Yep. And pay attention to some of the words that you pronounce as well. Yeah. Especially. Yeah. Height, especially things like that as well. And you said something about them developing something fluently, right? Can you say that sentence again?
Developing influently.
Influently? What's that word? Can you spell it out for me? Fluently, right? Yeah. So this way, fluently is more so when you're talking about, intellectual skills, like speaking fluency, and when someone is speaking fluently, or by writing very fluently, then you would use this word. But if you're talking about skills like swimming, then you should use this word, proficiently. Yeah, proficiently. Yeah. To develop their swimming skills proficiently, they need to learn at a very young age. Okay, and instead of saying children, you can say kids or youngsters as well. Yeah, youngsters. Yep, just to diversify your answer a little bit as well. But very good effort. All right, pick another question so that we then can answer, please, Andrew.
Do you like cooking?
To be honest, no. I am not interested in cooking, nor do I have a gift for it. However, I do enjoy watching cooking shows on TV, such as MasterChef, because cooking the food is really fascinating.
Yeah, looking at them cooking the food, okay? Looking they cooking the food is not grammatically correct, okay? So looking at them cooking the food, yep, or looking at them demonstrating their cooking skills is something that I'm very interested in. I'm very keen. Yeah. Yeah. But very good answer. Yeah. So me too. I don't think I have a talent in cooking, but sometimes I do have to cook because I live alone. So very relatable. Okay, all right. And then can you pick another question so that Andrew can answer? Something in the traveling section would be good as well.
How do you plan and prepare for your holiday?
I usually prepare for my occasion before about 2 or 3 days before. So the first thing I think I should prepare is about my clothes and food as well. And another thing I think is really crucial is about the tourist destination. And some tourist trap that I can aware of.
Yeah. Some tourist trap I need to be aware of. Okay, I need to be aware of. Yep. Yep. So very good answer. But yeah, next time try to answer in a more, don't pause this too much. Okay, try to speak more fluently, because I see that you have the ability to, but I think it's because you think a lot and it doesn't really come out of your mouth. Okay, so try, you can use simple sentences if you want to. Just try to make it looks nice, and it will be okay. Yeah, don't try to think too much. It's gonna interfere with your speech. Okay. All right. Next, can you ask Gunan a random questions? Andrew?
Did you go to picnics when you were a child?
Yes, I went to a picnic several times in my childhood. My parents used to take me to the public park and garden for outing. And we used to enjoy a lot by playing games and having lunch outdoor.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, make sure you pay attention to the word outing. Okay, outing.
Outing.
Yeah.
Outing.
Family outing, playing games, or just chatting, or even gossiping about people, talking bad about other people. You can say that as well, just to be a little bit more funny. Yeah, it's something that a lot of people do, and sometimes I do that as well. Not very mean gossip, but it's as a way to forge a relationship with your closest friends. Yeah. So chatting, gossiping, or just hanging out, things like that. These are the phrases that you can use to describe activities. Okay. Okay. With that revision, I think you guys have got a very good grasp of the vocab on the hobbies and traveling topics. Yep. Yeah, and I see that you guys are trying to use some of the vocabs from last week as well, such as tourist traps to a tourist destination, things like that. Yep. Uh, with that said, I think you can still improve it more by trying to put in more linking phrases and try to use more advanced structures, more advanced vocab you can as well. And yeah, until then, I would like you to speak in a more straightforward tone as well. Yeah, don't pause too much. Good. All right. But I think both of you guys perform very well. Yeah. So let's move on to the actual topic of today. Topic vocabularies and some structure as well. And we're gonna have a look at the experiences when you are on public transports, and also experiences of the challenge that you may have faced in your life. Okay. All right. I know this might be a little bit difficult, but take around 15 seconds to look at these pictures. And can you tell me what those pictures means in English? And yeah, can someone tell me what this picture is? There's like looking at this graph, and right here is the highest point at this particular time. What is that? When you're thinking about traffic and things like that.
Rush hour.
Yeah, rush hour. Exactly. Thank you very much. Or you can say it's like the peak hour as well. The peak time, the peak hours of the day is when around 4 or 5 p.m. when the students are getting out of school. Yeah, things like that. All right. What about the second picture? Until, can you tell me? Yeah. It's gonna be just you and me for the meantime, okay? Well then, alright, can you tell me what the second picture is?
Exhaust fume.
Exhaust fumes, right? Yeah, surprising I'm surprised that you know a lot of words. Yep, so khói xe thì chúng ta sẽ gọi là exhaust fumes. Okay? Exhaust is those fume is at the actual gas that is coming out. Exhaust is the stuff that looks very dirty over here. Okay, how about this one? No? Yeah, this is a little bit vague. Hơi khó hiểu một chút xíu. But what I'm trying to deliver to you is a picture that is very environmentally friendly. or you can say eco-friendly. Okay, eco-friendly. Yeah. So when you're talking about things, you know, I am trying to be more environmentally friendly by reducing the amount of plastic that I use, things like that. Yeah, I'm trying to be. Yep, sorry, I'm just trying to check on Anto to see where she is right now. Yep, how about the last one?
Traffic jam.
Yeah, very common sight in Vietnam, right? Traffic jam or traffic congestions is what we're going to use to describe this particular activity. Yep, something that we see very regularly in Vietnam.
I think it's not J, it's G in congestion.
Oh, yeah, sorry for that. Yeah, I think it's because I typed too fast. Yeah, traffic jam, traffic congestions, things like that. All right, thank you very much. Yep, same thing over here. Rush hour, peak hour, exhaust fumes, environmentally friendly or eco-friendly if you don't want to jumble off your mouth too much. Environmentally friendly. Yep, instead of saying that, you can say eco-friendly. Okay, same meaning, less words. All right, have a look at this picture from me, and I'll give you 30 seconds. All right, tell me what this is.
The seat.
Yeah, looks, yeah, so it's a seat, but it looks very comfortable, right? So we would actually will be comfortable seat or comfy seating. Yeah, comfy seating, comfy seats, comfy seating, things like that. All right, what is this? What is this thing called?
It's a bus stop.
Very easy, right? Bus stop. Yeah, bus stop. How about this particular picture? Very vague, very abstract as well. And hence is a phrasal verb as well. Yep. So when someone is helping you out, that means you are on that person. You are on that person. That person.
Reliance.
Yeah, rely on something. Yeah. If you rely on someone or you are relying on something, that means you are asking for someone help. Yeah. All right. Looks like Anhu is back. Hello, Anhu. Are you? Yep. I see there is some slight disruption.
Electricity isn't working in my
Oh,
area.
I'm so sorry for that, but everything is fine, right? Everything is fine now. Good. All right. Yep. So I'm just gonna go through the previous slide first before we continue on. Okay. So giờ cao điểm thì chúng ta sẽ gọi là rush hour or peak hour. Okay. Rồi xong đó là khói xe, yep, khói xe. And we say that we're gonna use exhaust fumes to say that in English. Okay. And when you're saying something that looks very clean, something that looks very natural, then you would say, yeah, environmentally friendly. But if you don't want to say that, then you can just say eco-friendly. It's going to save you a lot of effort trying to say that whole phrase. Okay, environmentally friendly. Yeah, instead you can just say eco-friendly. Yeah. And this picture is something that you will see very regularly in Vietnam as well. Traffic jam or traffic congestions. Okay, you can use these two phrases to describe this activity. Good. I know I went through this very fast, but yeah, since you blacked out for a moment, so I actually went through this before. All right. Okay. Any questions regarding these words? Nope. All right. Moving on. Oh, sorry. Yeah, let's just leave it be. Okay. All right. All right. So this here is what we're gonna be called a. This is what gonna be called a comfortable seat or a very comfy seat. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, or comfy seating. Yep. So I really need the airplane seatings to be a little bit more comfortable, or I would like for the seats in the airplane to be a more comfy seat. Yeah, and you can use those words in that sense. Yeah. All right. And then this is a bus stop, pretty easy. And this particular action, relying on something, dựa vào một ai đó. Yep. And that is what this picture is trying to say. Yeah. So if someone is giving you help, then that means you are relying on that person. Okay. To rely on something is a phrasal verb. That means you are, using someone's help. Yep. You are relying on their help for something. Okay. And this is actually onboard service. Yep. And you get someone on the plane. Onboard means you are on the plane, or yeah, onboard means you are on the plane. Yep. And service, dịch vụ trên máy bay, dịch vụ ở trên những cái phương tiện bay thì chúng ta sẽ gọi là onboard service. Okay. Yeah. Let me just check the meaning of onboard again, just to be correct. Yep. Ở trên tàu. It can be also a ship or other vehicle as well, but we use this on board to, mostly on planes, aircraft. Okay. Yep. But you can use this when you're going on a cruise ship as well. Yep. Cruise ships. On a cruise or cruise ships, they have onboard service as well. Yep. Dịch vụ trên tàu, dịch vụ trên những cái phương tiện lái. Yep. Thì chúng ta sẽ gọi là onboard service. All right. Any questions regarding these words and phrases? Nope. Okay. Moving on. Yep. So actually we went through this pretty easily. Yep. Because we have the A of the pictures and everything. So yep, 8 vocabs that you guys can have a look on before we move on to the next slide. Yep. These are mainly public transports vocabulary. Bus stop, onboard service, comfortable seat, rely on. Yep, and remember you can use this for ships, aircrafts, and other vehicles as well. Yep, but it's mostly on vehicles that you have a lot of spaces to receive services, right? So if you have a table in front of your in front of the seat on your plane, or if you have like some places to go to in the cruise ships, then they will be offering onboard services, things like that. You don't really see onboard services like in a bus or things like that, yeah? So you would generally not use this particular phrase when you're talking about going onto the bus, okay? All right. Spend around a minute to try to match the words or phrases with their correct definition. If you don't know a word, then just try to figure it out or try it out, see if you can know the definition through elimination. Okay. All right, I think that should be enough time. Can someone tell me what is the definition of hardship? Hardship?
A strong influence of a group.
A strong influence. Which one is? Yeah, number A, right? Not exactly. I don't think it's the right definition. Can you have a look again? Hardship. Do you have a clue? Until do you have a clue?
A situation that is difficult and unpleasant because you do not have enough money, food, clothes.
Yeah, exactly. It's more closely in line with this, whereas A is a little bit more of the definition of some other phrases. Okay? All right. What about confront? Yep. So hardship will be gian nan hoặc là khó khăn. Yeah. So if you're going through hardship, then you're going through a situation that is difficult. Yeah, and very unpleasant. All right. What about confront? Confront. Anybody? To confront something, it can also mean that you are trying to face something. So anybody have a clue? What is the definition for that? Yep.
To deal with a problem or difficult situation.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, to deal with a problem or a difficult situation. That will be chi. Yeah. Means the same thing as trying. If you're trying to confront something, it also means you are trying to face something. Yeah, to deal with a problem or a difficult situation. What about resilience? Confront would mean đối đầu, đối mặt. Yeah. And thirdly, resilience. Nope.
The ability of people or things to recover quickly.
Yeah, to recover quickly after something unpleasant, such as a shock or injury, etc. Yeah, the words in Vietnamese would actually be something like khả năng phục hồi, but I think it's more aligned with sự kiên trì, sự kiên cường. Yeah, when you face some difficulty, when you're in something that is very unpleasant, you have the ability to regain your energy and try to fight it. Again, that will be resilience, right? So kiên yeah, super point. Yeah, yep. All right, what about peer pressure?
The strong influence of a
Yeah,
group, especially of children, on members of that group to behave as anyone else does.
yeah, exactly. The strong influence of a group especially of children or members of that group to behave as everyone else does. Này sẽ gọi là áp lực bạn bè hoặc là áp lực từ những người đồng trang lứa, những người hay ngang hàng như chúng ta, thì chúng ta sẽ gọi đó là peer pressure. Yeah, peer là những người đồng trang lứa hoặc là những người hay ngang hàng, and pressure là áp lực. Yeah, áp lực từ những người đồng trang lứa. Yeah. The strong influence of a group, especially children, when you're talking about your friends, and when you are in school and you have to compete with your friends all the time, or you feel like your friends are so much better than you in so many ways and things like that. That is the pressure you are having, peer pressure. Okay, yeah. All right. What about struggle with something?
To experience difficulty and make a very great effort in order to do something.
All right. Let's see if that's correct. Struggle with. Yeah, very nice. Yeah. So when you're struggling with something, you are, yeah, you are struggling with something, it means you are experiencing difficulty. Yeah. And you make a very great effort in order to do something. Yeah. It might not be the best thing that you can do at the moment, but you are trying to fight it. You are trying to fight the situation, that difficulty. That means you are, mình đang đấu tranh với một thứ gì đó. Yep. Struggling with deadlines or struggling with homework, things like that. Yeah, you are in a very difficult situation, and yeah, you are trying to, deal with it. You make a very great effort in order to do something about it. That means you are struggling with it. Okay? All right, what about fiercely competitive? Fiercely competitive.
Involving intense competition.
Yeah, involving intense competition. Yeah, it's like when you are going to like a competition, like a math competition, and then you have to fight off with these math geniuses who know the answers to pretty much every math equation and things like that. You feel, sweats rolling down your face and things like that. And that is a very fiercely competitive environment. Yeah, competitive, fiercely competitive. Yeah. And yeah, lastly, to be under enormous pressure. That would be when you are in a difficult situation that makes you feel worried or unhappy. Okay? Ở dưới một cái áp lực khổng lồ, enormous, khổng lồ, pressure, áp lực, as we have said. Yeah. And fiercely competitive would actually be cạnh tranh gay gắt as well. All right? Yeah. The cạnh tranh gay gắt. As I said before, when you go into that math competition, and I hate math, then you will be under enormous pressure. Okay? Yep. Under enormous pressure. If I am put into a math competition, I would come out zero. Yeah. Come out with a big zero. Yeah. With that said, here are the definition as well. Have a look through it again if you are still unsure. Okay. All right. Everyone's finished? Yeah. Is there any words that you don't know how to use it, or would like to, for me to show you some examples on how to use it? No? Yeah, and I should put in the form of the. Sorry guys, I'm just having some. Yep. All right. So this is a noun, That's a verb. That's a noun. Peer pressure is a phrase. Struggle with is a phrasal verb. Fiercely competitive is a collocation. Yeah, this is a phrase as well. Okay, so make sure that you are able to tell the form of the words. Okay. All right. Next, we're gonna have a look at some sample answers so that you guys can, have a look at how one would typically answer these questions. All right. All right. And in the public transport section, we have how often do you take buses? And this is your typical answer. All right. Ante, would you like to read this out for me?
Almost every day, since my house is so far away from my university, it's impossible for me to travel by motorbike. In addition, the air is heavily polluted by exhaust fumes, and traffic jams always take place, especially during peak hours. Thus, I'd prefer to take the bus to save time, save gasoline, and causes less pollution.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Make sure your pronunciation is correct. Thus, okay? Thus. Yeah. All right. This answer, I think, is a solid 7. If you're able to answer like this, I think you will have a very nice score for your IELTS exam. Yep. Almost every day since my house is so far away. Yep. Such from my university is impossible. Yep. Remember, exhaust fume, khói xe, khói này nọ, khói. Yep. Exhaust fume. Traffic jam always takes place, especially during peak hours. Yep. To save time, to save gasoline, and causing less pollution. All right. Yeah. How can I fix this? Yeah. The first sentence, I think, should be, you should be saying the full sentence as well. I think I travel by buses, travel by bus almost every day. Yep. Try to give a full sentence always. Okay. Yep. And if you can, try to put in some linking phrases such as, yep, in my opinion, or from my perspective, or yeah, things like that. Yeah, in my opinion, traveling by bus is gonna save me a lot of time, save me a lot of gasoline, and most of all, is gonna cause less pollution for the Earth, and thus, I think it's the perfect transportation. Things like that. Yeah. So try to use as many linking phrases as you can, so you can connect the sentences together. All right. And to answer the questions regarding this, should children have challenges? This is the sample answer. Okay, it's going to be a mouthful. Wunan, would you like to try?
Definitely. Hardship makes people stronger, I believe. If children have an easy and indulgent life, they won't be able to compete effectively in the future. Even worse, they would become a dependent, lazy, and worthless individual. If young people have confronted some kinds of challenges and obstacles when growing up, they tend to develop better problem-solving skills, critical thinking skills, and resilience.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much. Make sure that you pay attention to your pronunciation in this word, life. Life. Okay? Life. Yeah? And
Life.
yeah, obstacles. I don't think you pronounce the S. Obstacles.
Obstacles.
Yep. And yeah, I think that's it. Very good pronunciation, by the way. Yeah. Can someone tell me what is indulgent? Indulgent? Good. Nobody have heard of the word? Yeah. So someone who is indulgent is someone who, always wanted to have an easy life, always wanted to have an easy way out thing. Yeah, someone who is rất là rất là dễ tính. Yeah, you know, trying to. Yeah, I'm having a really difficult time trying to explain this word. Okay, so someone who you can say New York, or very easygoing, someone who doesn't try to fight things out. Yeah, so yeah, who will only try to do the easy thing. Yeah. So someone who is new or very 野tính, if you say them to do, ask them to do something, yeah, they will definitely do it because they don't want to have any troubles, or because they don't think there are a lot of, there are better ways to do something. That would be someone who we call an indulgent person. Yeah. And they won't be able to compete effectively in the future. Even worse, they would become a dependent. Yep. What is dependent? What is independent? Can someone tell me? Yep. So independent would actually be tự lập. Yep. And what about dependent, which will be, the completely opposite? That will be, phụ thuộc. Yeah. Yep. So if you are a dependent, you are, relying on someone else. Yeah. So you will be, if someone who doesn't go through hardship, they will be very dependent, very lazy, and worthless individual. As always, this is the personal opinion of someone. You might have different opinions regarding this questions as well. So don't try to imitate. Don't try to copy their answers. You can answer according to your own opinion. Okay? All right. And if young people have confronted some kinds of challenges and obstacles when growing up, yeah, obstacle, challenges almost means the same thing. Yeah, challenges có nghĩa là thử thách, and obstacle là chướng ngại vật. Yeah, obstacles, chướng ngại vật. When growing up, they tend to develop better problem-solving skill. Problem-solving skill, khả năng giải quyết vấn đề. Critical thinking skills. Can someone tell me what that is? Critical thinking skills. No? Yep. Alright, critical thinking skills is tư duy phản biện. Yeah. So this is a very good phrase to use if you are talking about yourself or someone else as well. Yeah. I think I possess critical thinking skills, problem solving skills, and so I think I would be a very good fit for the job. You can use this phrase when you are talking about yourself, when you are going into an interview as well for your job in your future. Yep, I have critical thinking skills, I have problem solving skills, and most importantly, I have resilience as well. Yeah, khả năng sự kiên trì, sự kiên cường, or khả năng phục hồi nhanh. Yeah, things like that. All right. So this is a very good answer as well. And if you can answer like this, then you will be getting a solid 7 or 7.5. All right. All right. Let's have a look at some speaking strategies also, so that we can move on to the final speaking practice. Okay. The 5W1H rule, the comparison rule, and most of all, the giving example rules as well. Okay, can someone tell me what is 5W and 1H? Because we have went through this a lot of times. Can you tell me?
Which, why, who, where, when.
And?
How.
Yeah, and how. And how would this be effective if you are trying to answer your question? How would you use this to answer your questions?
Will explain my answer.
Yeah, you can ask yourself these questions as well. Yeah, so take the last example for instance. Yeah, so you can ask, should children have challenges? You can ask yourself things like, oh, why do children have to have challenges? And when will they should be having these challenges? Things like that. And when you are asking those questions in your head, you will find out the answers yourself as well. Yeah. Using that structures, you can be, you will be able to figure out your answers very, in an instant. Snap, snap, snap. Okay. All right. What about comparison? Comparison. Antu, can you tell me how to do some comparison in your answer?
Compare to future or past, or compare to the other items.
Yeah. Compare to future or past, or you can compare it with other items. Other situations or events as well. Yeah? Yeah. So a very good example would be, yeah, should children have challenges? You can say, back in the past, I think children have a lot more challenges because they grew up in a very, a period that doesn't have a lot of opportunity and things like that. And because of that, they often have to face a lot of hardship and things like that. You are comparing with the past, yeah? And then you kind of talk about the present. Yeah, how is it different from the past? That is how you are using the comparison method, comparison technique. Okay, you can compare it with the future as well using the same structure. Yeah, I think nowadays children don't have a lot of hardship. I think they should be having more challenges so that the future generation, something like that. Yeah. Or you can compare children in Vietnam with people from other countries, from other, nations, things like that as well. Yeah. So I think Vietnamese children face a lot of hardship early on in their life, whereas in, America or Australia, they will often face hardship very, you know, in a later stage of life, things like that. You are using comparison. Yeah. Good. All right. And lastly, we have giving examples as well. Giving examples. How would you use this? I think it's pretty simple. It's the simplest amongst the three, okay? Comparison, W1H, and giving example, Hunan.
We just use it, I think.
Yeah.
We can use it to talk about something we know, we heard of, something like that.
Yeah, so you can, use anecdotes as well, personal story. Những cái câu chuyện mà, how do you say that in Vietnamese? Anecdotes. Những cái giai thoại, những cái chuyện vặt, mà những cái gì mà cái câu chuyện mà mình đã từng nghe qua, mình có thể dùng nó when you are giving an example. Yep, and you can use, the examples from the internet, from newspaper, from the things that you heard from your friends as well. You can use those examples to extend your answer as well. So the structure should be something like this. You have an idea, you talk about the idea, and then you explain more about the idea, okay? And then you will give the example, okay? So using the last questions as well, I have an idea. Children should face hardship early on in their life. Yep, and then I kind of explain more of the reason why. Yeah, I think because if they experience a lot of hardship early on in their life, they will, appreciate their life more and appreciate the efforts that their parents have given them. And then I give an example. Yeah, so for example, I used to live in I used to have a neighbor who faced a lot of hardship when he was very young, and now he is very successful because he have a lot of skills and a lot of experiences when dealing with things like that. So that is the structure you should be aiming at when you are trying to answer your questions. Okay? So all of this you can use in one answer. Yeah? So giving an idea, you have an idea, you can either ask yourself these questions to give out the explanation, and then you can compare it with other examples, and then just give example at the end of the your answer to strengthen everything down, to consolidate everything down. Okay? Yeah. Consolidate có nghĩa là mình consolidate, mình củng cố, mình làm chắc chắn, mình làm hợp nhất những cái ý của mình lại. Yep. So I would actually use the word consolidate because it's actually the best word for this situation. Yep. You give an idea, you explain on that idea by comparing it or by asking yourself these questions. Yep. Who, what, when, where, how, things like that. And then finally you give an example. Yep. So that would be an easy free sentences structure to answer your questions. Yep. And then you can build on it as you keep on explaining. Yep. All right. Any ideas before we move on to the last part? No? Okay. All right. All right. And in this speaking practice, as always, one person will be acting as the interviewer and the other person will be acting as the interviewee as usual. Okay? So try to ask each other these questions. Yep. All right. Well, then you can be the interviewer for this question. Try to read out the question so that Anto can answer.
What's the most popular means of transportation in your hometown?
I think in my hometown, the most common means of transportation is motorbike. Because the standard living many Vietnamese people now is actually not really high, so they can afford to buy some luxurious means of transport like car. So, and another reason I think is it's really convenient to use motorbike to commute to work rather than use car.
Mm-hmm. Right, rather than using car. Okay, you are mistaking the tenses. Rather than using cars. Yep, and also pay attention to the word luxurious. Okay, luxurious vehicles, things like that. Yeah, but I can see that you are being more fluent with your answer now, which is very good. I can still see a lot of ums and ah but it's very natural. You can't really control it, but I see that you are trying to improve, which is very good. Yeah, keep up the pace. Okay, all right. Ask Wunan the next question.
Can you compare the advantages of planes and trains?
Plane is the fastest transportation right now. However, trains are safer and is more affordable than planes. In addition, in train you can carry as much luggage as you want to, but in planes there is a restriction.
Is that all your answer? All right, very nice. Yeah, make sure that you pay attention to the pronunciation of luggage. Yeah, luggage. Luggage. It should be luggage or restriction. Okay, restriction. Yep. And yep, very good answer. But at the start of the the start of your answer, there's like a slight pause. You can fix that by trying to have some starters, sentence starters like this off the top of my head, or yeah, as I have said before, in my personal opinion, when you're trying to answer things like that, like when people ask you to compare something, you can say, in my opinion, in my personal opinion, I think planes are more advantageous than trains, or off the top of my head, I think that trains are more advantageous than trains. Yeah, planes are more things like that. Okay, so try to use sentence starter so that you don't have the pauses in between your answer. Okay. All right. Ask until the third question.
How often do you take buses?
Because my school is pretty near my house, so actually I don't need to take buses. So when I need to take the buses is when I need to go to this city. So
Yeah. All right. Yeah. The answer is good, but I would like to see more, explanation or even more, comparison if you can as well. Yeah, I usually don't take the buses because I live really near, and I live right next to my school. Yeah, so I don't really have any need for buses. On the other hand, I would often, walk to my school. I would often walk to, other places that is close to my house. Yeah. So on very rare occasions, I would use the bus when I want to, when I wanted to get into the city, being like that, okay? Or when I wanted to go downtown, you can say that as well. Yeah, when I wanted to go downtown, things like that. All right. Okay. All right. And who can you ask when the fourth questions?
which type of public transport do you prefer? Why?
Um, I think motorbike are my favorite public means of transport because um, where they pass there are a lot of traffic jam, and using motorbike it would be more convenient. And also because I have I have used to this kind of transport, and I don't think I will change.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. Thank you very much. You can use, yep. You instead of saying, using, riding my motorbike, you can just say, yeah, I would like. I think motorbikes are very easy to maneuver. That means it's very easy to move around with. Yeah, rất là dễ, nó rất là linh hoạt, nó rất là linh động. Yep, maneuver, you can use it as a noun or a verb as well. Yep, yep. So motorbikes are very easy to maneuver. Có nghĩa là cái xe máy nó rất là linh hoạt, rất là khéo léo. Mình có thể, lượn qua lượn lại với nó. With a motorbike. Yep. Yep, so you can use that word, maneuver. And which type of yep, I think generally your answer is very nice. I would try to how would you try to prefer a motorbike? Yeah, you can just try to paraphrase it as well. My motorcycle or like a bike. Yeah, you can use bike as well. Yeah. People, when you're saying bike, people would think it would be a motorbike. If you were saying bicycle, then it would be something else, right? But if you said bike, then people would often think of motorbike, motorcycle, things like that. All right. Well, then can you ask until the last questions for this topic?
How good is the public transport where you live?
Actually, the quality of public transport where I live is really low because the area where I live in is the outskirts. So is the public transport like buses is really old, and I need that we have to update this public transport.
Yeah, a very, very good answer. Yeah, you need to update these. Yeah, we really need to update the public service as well. Yeah, because public transport is part of the bigger public services. Yeah, so I think the public services near my house might not be the best because I live in the outskirts. So specifically public transport, the quality that it has is very low in my area. So often I would actually travel by motorcycle because it's more convenient for me, things like that. Yeah. But overall, very good answer as well, and you answer very fluently, which is good. All right. So that is how you would actually answer these questions. Very nice and easy. All right. Let's move on to challenges then. Until can you ask then the first question?
What kinds of challenges do you have in life?
Off the top of my head, my most memorable challenges is when I learned swimming.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, I'm not really I'm kind of scared of swimming because I know that I needed to protect myself. But when learning, you would have to go deep into the water, and I scared of that. So it took me a long time to achieve the goal that I can swim.
Yeah. So you did learn how to swim eventually, right? Yeah, yeah. So you can say that, yeah. Initially, yeah, in the first place, I am very scared. I am very terrified of learning how to swim because you have to go deep into the waters when you don't really have the confidence or the skills underwater. Yeah. So it's a process. It's a very arduous process of learning. Yep, arduous, a very um, danh chuông hiểm trở, that is the word, very arduous. It's a very arduous journey where I have to do it by myself because I need to teach myself that skills, right? So personally for me, swimming is one of the hardest challenges that I have ever had in my life. Yeah, things like that initially. Yeah, initially in Vietnamese would actually be ban đầu. Yeah. So initially, I am very scared. I am very terrified of swimming, things like that. Okay. All right. Well, then can you ask until the second one?
What did you learn from those challenges?
Okay. How about you answer this one as well, because it's actually linked to the first one.
You know, because I'm
Um,
still in the high school, so I have to finish so many homework, and so I miss so many deadlines, and I have to stay up very late. But the few days before the deadlines, I play games a lot and watch movies a lot. So I think the I the most thing that I can learn from this challenge is time management skill.
yeah. Right. Very nice. Yep. I think everybody have that problems when we, are studying in school, right? So many homeworks and you barely have any time for yourself. I know the feeling. I have went through it. Would never do that again. No, no, yeah. So there are some ways that you can upgrade your sentences as well. Instead of saying, I spend a lot of time playing games so that I can avoid doing homework, you can say it this word. I often procrastinate a lot. Yeah. Procrastinate có nghĩa là trì hoãn. Yeah, so I often procrastinate a lot when the deadlines for my homework is near. And instead of doing homeworks, I would, actually play games and, do other things to um, divert myself from the actual homework itself. Yeah. So you can use the word procrastinate, that is the verb, or procrastination, which is the noun. Okay. Procrastination. Let's see if I spell it correctly. Yep. Procrastination. Yep. Sự trì hoãn. Yeah. Procrastinate, trì hoãn. Yep. Yeah. So being bombarded with homework would be a very good word as well. Bombard có nghĩa là mình giống như là bị dội bom á. Yeah, so one after the others, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, bombarded. Yeah, bombarded with homeworks, with things like that. Typical student life. Always, getting challenged with homeworks and things like that. I get you. I get you. Yeah. All right. Third question. Can you ask, and who can you ask for them?
Do you like facing difficult or challenging tasks?
I think it's depend on their particular contents, because I like challenging when it's something that I have interested in. For example, I like to learning using Photoshop. So I would love to having challenge in that area. However, there are also challenges that are things that I don't know much about. Therefore, it depends on the contents that I will take the challenge or handle the difficulty.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, so when you're saying I like to have I like to have challenges, okay? Instead of I like to have challenging, which is not the correct grammar. Yeah, I like to have challenges because I think that it would improve me in many ways, because when you're trying to do some more difficult stuff. But when it comes to things that are, you can use this word, out of my comfort zone. Yeah, when I face challenges that are outside of my comfort zone, I feel very stressed because I don't know a lot of things. When a lot of things when I'm faced with that challenge, and it would actually stress me out a lot. Yeah, And I think Gordon Ramsay used this phrase a lot. Yeah, when the chef is just kind of sticking to their their only way of cooking the food. He was like, you should step outside of your comfort zone a little bit and try the other stuff. Yeah, so you can use that as well. I need to step out of my comfort zone, to step outside of my comfort zone. All right. All right. Last questions for Munan. Can you ask Anhu?
How do you handle difficult or challenging tasks?
Well, for me to handle some difficulty, I usually ask for the advice of somebody else, so I can easily handle. I can easily handle this more easily.
Yeah. Can you give me one more sentence?
For example, I usually ask for my father advice. He just helped me a lot in my homework.
Very nice. Yep, that's why giving an example would actually extend your answer a little bit more. Yeah, yep. So it's very those techniques are very important for you to trying to answer your questions thoroughly, so that the examiner would be like, "Ooh, very impressive," instead of they have to say something like, "Can you give more explanation, or can you clarify a bit?" Yeah, you don't want that. You don't really want that phrase coming out of your examiner. You have to always give an answer and give a very a good a long enough answer, so that they won't be asking things like that. Okay. All right. And in terms of your answer, yeah, I often ask for the assistance or ask for the advice, as you have said, of other people to figure out the way to handle a problem. Or you can use to ask for the wisdom of other people. Yeah, mình sẽ nhờ tới sự thông thái của những người khác. Yeah, để mình có thể giải quyết cái problem, cái vấn đề của mình. Yep. So I would often ask my dad for his wisdom regarding things that face in my daily life, and yeah, I found it to be very effective because my dad had went through a lot of things, and he might know things that I am not aware of. And yeah, using those wisdom, using those experiences, he can teach me things that I am not very familiar with at the start. Yeah, things like that. Yeah. With that said, I think we have finished this, these question lists for now. We still have around, 8 more minutes to go, so I would like to go back on the revision so that we can practice some more before we end this class. Okay? Yep, just bear with me a little bit more. Where is the question list? Okay. Yep. Try to ask some more questions because we still have time, and I want you guys to speak more. Yeah, because your voices are so nice. Okay. All right. Let's pick questions. All right. Then, is there any food that you don't like eating?
Yes, of course, there is one kind of food that I don't like. It's the one that sting. I can eat things that are too smelly. For example, durian.
Yeah, all right.
I just can't stand the smell of them.
Yeah. Yep. So yep. So there are things that I am absolutely disgusted by. You can use this word as well. Yeah, this phrase as well. There are disgusted by. Yeah. There are food that I'm very disgusted by, such as things that are too smelly, like durian, or even shrimp paste. Mắm tôm. Yeah, things like that. Shrimp paste. Yeah. Yep, so things that are very smelly or things that have a very foul taste. You know, a very foul smell. Yeah, mùi rất là hăng, mùi rất là thúi. So you can use the word foul, okay? Yep. All right, until what is the difference between picnics and cooking at home?
Well, in my opinion, the great difference between picnics and cooking at home is when you're cooking at home, you have more materials for cooking, like salt or sugar. But when you have a picnic outside, you cannot have this thing. It's really inconvenient to talk them with you.
Yeah, so the difference between picnics and cooking at home is that when you are at home, you are, you you possess a lot more ingredients. Yeah, you possess a lot more ingredients. And whereas when you're going on picnics, when you are on the great outdoors, I think when you're on when you're in the great outdoors, you don't really have don't really have that much ingredients or flavors that you can bring with you. So everything is kind of like um, improvisation with everything that you got on your hand at the moment. Yep, improvisation có nghĩa là sự ứng biến. Yep. So the ingredients that you have on hand, that is the only thing that you can use to improvise the food. Okay? Yeah, improvise. Để mà mình có thể ứng biến ra cái món ăn của mình. Yep, improvisation. Alright? Yeah, I think we still have time for two more. Quỳnh Anh, is there anything you don't like about shopping?
What I don't like about shopping, would probably be long lines and noisy crowds. The most annoying is that when I want to buy something, I completely fall in love with them, but then find out it's out of sale.
Yeah, I have the same problem as well. Yep, when something is out of sale means that it might not be out of the discount section, but if you say out of stock, it actually means that it actually ran out. Okay, so something that is out of stock, also you really like it, very much, but unfortunately it's out of stock and you can't purchase it anymore. Yeah, can't really purchase it anymore. You can't really buy it anymore. Okay, last question for Anh Thư. What kind of food do you like to eat?
I prefer to eat the healthy food, such as something that have many something is really good for my health. For example, vegetable or meat, and I try to restrict to eat something like fast food.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, so you would actually refrain. Yeah, mình sẽ cầm lòng, mình sẽ dằn lòng không ăn những cái món ăn giống như là fast food. I would say with that. Yeah, I would actually refrain from eating fast food because I know it's not very good for my body. But instead, I would, try to eat more vegetables and lean meat. Lean meat là những cái loại thịt mà không có nhiều mỡ, một cái thịt mà gọi là gì ta? Thịt thịt nạc á. Yep, so không có nhiều mỡ and it's very healthy for your body. Yep, I would actually try to include in my diet, more vegetable, more veggies, and more lean meat to stay healthy, things like that, okay? Yeah, to stay more healthy, to stay healthy, things like that. Very good efforts, Guy, and it looks like we have 1 minute left so that I can go through the summary for today. Okie dokie. All right, so today we went through the revision for session number 2, hobbies and traveling. Just now as well, when we still have some spare time. Yep, and then we went through some topic vocab on not employment, on public transport, and some challenges vocab as well. And then we learned some structures. Yep. Thirdly, we went through the 3 techniques to expand your ideas again, the 5W and 1H rule, the comparison rules, comparing to the to the past, to the future, and to compare it to other events, other items, things like that. And finally, to give examples. You can use all 3 of these techniques in one answer. So make sure that you get it down. Try to get force the techniques down to your head. Okay. All right. And lastly, remember to do your homework in the LMS system as well. Yep. All right. With that said, it's the end of our class for today. Did you guys have fun? Okay, yeah, all right. I think it's the end of our class as well. So have a good night, everybody, and I will be seeing you next week. Yay! All right, see ya.
Goodbye.
Have a good night.